Okay, let's unpack this. We are diving into a classic today, George Orwell's Animal Farm. And you might have read it in school, but we're looking at it a little differently.
Right. Not just as a story.
Exactly. More like a forensic blueprint for how revolutions get hijacked, how this beautiful ideal of all animals are equal gets systematically dismantled.
And that's the key, right? The context.
Yeah.
It starts on Manor Farm, which is just terribly mismanaged by the drinking Mr. Jones.
Total neglect.
Total neglect. And the animals, guided by this new philosophy of animalism, they stage a revolution. But the seeds of failure, I mean, they're planted almost immediately.
Because the pigs just take over.
They just take over. Napoleon, Snowball, Squealer, it just sort of devolves to them because they're seen as the most intelligent.
And to really feel the betrayal that comes later, you have to understand the power of that original vision, the one from Old Major, the prize boar.
Oh, absolutely. He doesn't just complain. He gives them a full diagnosis of their existence. Your lives are miserable, laborious, and short.
It's so stark.
And he identifies the enemy. It's man.
Yeah.
Man is the only creature that consumes without producing.
He argues that England is fertile. It could support them all in, comfort and dignity, but they're poor because everything they produce is stolen.
And he makes it personal. That's what's so powerful. It's not abstract.
Yeah, he points to the cows. Where does your milk go?
To the hens, what happens to your eggs? And then the most devastating one, he looks right at Boxer, the huge cart horse.
The most loyal animal on the farm.
The most loyal. And he tells him, the day your muscles fail, Jones will sell you to the knacker. You will be boiled down for glue. He basically says, you are disposable.
Chilling. And the promise that comes out of that is so pure. It gets codified in the 7 Commandments.
Written right on the barn wall by Snowball. And they're really specific prohibitions, aren't they?
Yeah.
Designed to stop them from ever becoming like humans.
No living in a house, no sleeping in a bed, no clothes, no alcohol, no money.
No trade. And the 2 big ones at the core.
No animal must ever kill any other animal.
And the ultimate principle.
All animals are equal, non-negotiable.
And that initial triumph after the rebellion, I mean, you feel it. They rename the place Animal Farm. They burn the instruments of their slavery.
The whips, the nose rings, all of it.
Even Molly's vanity ribbons, they're a badge of slavery. They really believe they've built this new, honest world.
But then, the very next morning, the first tiny crack appears. It's not violence yet.
No, it's intellectual authority. The pigs are the brain workers, so they take charge.
And you start to see the split between the 2 main pigs, Snowball and Napoleon.
Right. And it's not really about the end goal at first. It's about the method.
Snowball is the true believer, the intellectual. He's setting up committees, literacy classes. He's genuinely trying to build a better society.
He even finds old books like Electricity for Beginners and draws up these complex plans for a windmill.
Promising a 3-day work week. I mean,
Yeah.
That's the dream.
That's the dream of shared prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
But Napoleon, he couldn't care less about any of that. He just scoffs at it.
His focus is entirely different.
Completely. He focuses on education, but only for the young. Specifically, those 9 puppies he takes away from their mothers to raise in private.
Which is so ominous. He's not investing in public good. He's investing in a private army.
And that army allows for the very first act of open privilege. The milk and the apples.
Yeah.
The animals notice all the milk and windfall and apples are going to the pigs. And the justification is just incredible.
They say it's for their health, right? Because they're the brain workers.
Exactly. They claim they dislike them, but it's absolutely necessary to the well-being of a pig. They leverage their intelligence for more food.
But the real tool for control, the real pivot, is the introduction of Squealer.
The master propagandist. The pig who can, as Orwell writes, turn black into white.
So when the other animals start getting uneasy about the hoarding,
Squealer doesn't use logic. He uses fear, the ultimate political weapon.
he says if the pigs fail in their duty, if they don't get their brain food.
Jones would come back. Yes, Jones would come back.
And that line just stops all debate. It's unanswerable.
It becomes the excuse for everything. It doesn't matter what the pigs are doing. The threat of the old tyranny is the justification for the new one.
And it's not just Squealer. Even Snowball, maybe without meaning to, makes the others more vulnerable.
How so?
By dumbing down the message. He condenses the 7 commandments into a single maxim for the, quote, stupider animals.
The 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
And the sheep just pick it up and bleed it endlessly.
Constantly. Interrupting meetings, drowning out any chance for actual debate, it's simplification used as a weapon.
Which leads right into the big showdown over the windmill.
Yeah, Snowball is at his most persuasive. He's winning them over with this vision of an electric-powered automated future. The vote is about to happen.
But Napoleon has been waiting for this. He lets out this high-pitched whimper.
And in run the 9 dogs, the puppies he raised. Except they're not puppies anymore.
They're huge, fierce as wolves with brass-studded collars.
And they chase Snowball right off the farm.
Okay.
Permanently. The opposition is just physically eliminated.
That's the moment it shifts from a political dispute to a totalitarian state.
Absolutely. And look at the imagery Orwell uses. The dogs wag their tails for Napoleon, in the same way as the other dogs had been used to do to Mr. Jones.
The new boss is the same as the old boss.
Exactly. And the first thing he does is abolish the Sunday debates. All decisions will now be made by a committee of pigs, in secret.
And the reaction from the others is just so tragic. Doxer, the strongest animal, he just adopts a new personal motto.
On top of, I will work harder, he adds.
Napoleon is always right. He completely gives up his own critical thinking for the comfort of loyalty.
And from there, the betrayals just start coming faster and faster. Napoleon announces they're going to start trading with humans.
Which was a core violation of the founding principles. No money, no trade.
But when the animals question it, remembering that rule, Squealer unleashes his new tactic, gaslighting.
He doesn't deny it outright, does he? He's more subtle.
Much more. He asks them, are you certain that this is not something that you have dreamed? Have you any record of such a resolution? Is it written down anywhere?
And since they can't read, they can't prove it. They're forced to doubt their own memories.
It's pure psychological manipulation. And it happens again when the pigs move into the farmhouse and start sleeping in beds.
Another clear violation.
So Clover, the mare, she asks Muriel the goat to read the 4th commandment on the wall. And it now says,
no animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets.
They've altered it. They didn't just break the rule, they rewrote the law.
The loophole is genius in a terrifying way. Squealer argues a bed is just a place to sleep. A pile of straw is a bed. The real crime was against sheets, a human invention.
They pretend the law is sacred while twisting it to mean whatever they want. And this sets the stage for the terror.
After the windmill collapses in a storm.
Napoleon needs a scapegoat, so he blames everything on the exiled Snowball. He invents this whole conspiracy.
And then come the show trials. The forced confessions.
The dogs rip out the throats of 4 pigs who protested. Then some hens, a sheep. They all confess to being in league with Snowball.
It's a complete purge. And now the fear isn't about Jones coming back. It's about Napoleon, right here and now.
And of course, the law changes to match the crime. Clover checks the wall again. The 6th commandment is different.
No animal shall kill any other animal without cause.
Those 2 words retroactively legalize murder. The past is rewritten to justify the brutal present.
And all of this is happening while they're working themselves to the bone, rebuilding that windmill. Which brings us to, I think, the most heartbreaking part of the whole story.
The fate of Boxer.
His devotion is just absolute. 60-hour work weeks, voluntary work on Sundays where your rations are cut if you don't show up.
And through it all, his only answers are, I will work harder, and Napoleon is always right. He's pushing himself to the breaking point.
His only personal goal is to see that windmill finish before he can retire.
A retirement that was promised to all of them, with a pension. It was supposed to be the reward for all their sacrifice. But then his lung collapses.
He falls while working at the quarry.
And Squealer comes out with this performance of deep sympathy, announcing that Comrade Napoleon is personally arranging for Boxer to be sent to a hospital in Willingdon.
And the animals are worried, right? Sending one of their own into the hands of humans.
But Squealer is so reassuring, and then the van arrives.
And it's Benjamin, the old cynical donkey who never says anything.
He's the one who finally breaks his silence. He comes galloping, yelling for everyone to see. He reads what's on the side of the van.
Alfred Simmons, horse slaughterer and glue boiler.
He hasn't been sent to a hospital. He's been sold to the knacker.
Oh, it's brutal. You can hear him kicking inside the van, trying to get out, but his strength is finally gone.
And that's it. He's gone. Traded for money to buy a case of whiskey for the pigs.
And Squealer's final lie is the most elaborate of all.
He invents this whole deathbed scene. Claims the vet just bought the van for the knacker and hadn't repainted it yet. Says Boxer's last words were praising Napoleon. It's a complete fabrication that replaces reality.
And after that, the farm just continues. Years pass. The betrayal is complete, but life goes on.
The windmill does get finished, but is not used to generate electricity for the animals.
No 3-day week.
Nope. It's used for milling corn, which is sold for a profit only the pigs and dogs see. In fact, Napoleon now denounces those early dreams as being contrary to the spirit of animalism.
The new doctrine is that true happiness lies in working hard and living frugally.
While the pigs get fatter, and they justify their existence by creating endless paperwork files, reports, memoranda, pure bureaucracy.
They start walking on 2 legs, carrying whips. The 5th commandment gets a quiet update.
No animal shall drink alcohol to excess.
And then one day, Clover and Benjamin look up at the barn wall, and all 7 commandments are gone.
Wiped clean. Replaced by a single, final, paradoxical statement.
All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others.
It's the ultimate perversion of their founding ideal, the perfect summary of their new reality.
And this leads us to that final, unforgettable scene. The pigs are in the farmhouse having a dinner party with the human farmers from next door.
Mr. Pilkington makes a toast. He congratulates Napoleon on the discipline of the farm. He's impressed by the low rations and long working hours of the lower animals.
He even makes a joke about it. If you have your lower animals to contend with, we have our lower classes.
The alignment is perfect. They're all just masters exploiting labor.
And Napoleon, to seal the deal, announces that the name is changing back. It's no longer Animal Farm.
It's the Manor Farm again. The revolution is officially erased.
But the final horror is for the animals peeking through the window. A fight breaks out over a card game.
And in the chaos, as the voices shout in anger, the animals look from pig to man and from man to pig.
And from pig to man again.
But it was already impossible to say which was which. The transformation is absolute. The new tyrants are indistinguishable from the old.
Which leaves us with this final thought to consider. Squealer had banned their revolutionary anthem, Beasts of England, claiming the rebellion was over. But if the pig's power was built on controlling the past, on making sure the other animals couldn't read or remember the original laws, how essential is that collective, documented memory? How vital is it to preserving any ideal when you're faced with something as simple and powerful as a slogan like 4 legs good, 2 legs bad? Because if you can't recall the original law, you are completely defenseless when it's changed. And that really is the enduring lesson of the farm.